Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Don't it look like they're doing something real official? If I didn't know any better, I swear they were just posing for this picture. Anyways, let's get back to Iraq. There are some things happening, and hopefully for the better. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, check out our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. Yes, I know. I've seen this message. People keep sending me this. It says Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. The big call, Bruce. So is this what Bruce is telling you guys? Right? This bullcrap? All day yesterday, Monday, October 3rd, until 11 p.m. Iraq time, Iraq was celebrating the release of their new Iraqi Dinar rate. Yeah, sure they were. Yesterday, Monday, October the 3rd, Iraq citizens in the U.S. were exchanging their dinar at the new exchange rate. Yeah. Sure they weren't. There were 19 countries with HSBC banks that were exchanging Iraqi dinar for Iraqi citizens. Bondholders were being told they would have access to their money tomorrow, October the 5th. October the 5th, Tier 4. Here we go. We back to the tiers again. I thought we were past all this, you guys. Seriously. The back screens and the new rates on display, the 800 numbers, the Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Aren't we past this yet? There must be a whole new wave of dinar investors. And so here we go again with, looks like Bruce pumping smoke up people's ass about the rate change. No, it hasn't happened. At all. Tier 4B. So there's a 4A and a 4B. I'm wondering how many letters it goes down. Should be notified and able to set redemption exchange appointments. So you're going to set an appointment for your exchange. Is that right? No, that's not how it works at all. Today, the Federal Reserve had an administrative meeting, but they were all about being rolled up into the U.S. Treasury. The Fed is officially dead. Didn't we talk about that in 2020? Isn't that what we heard? I mean, come on, you guys. Stop falling for this. These people really got so many people listening to them. It's freaky and scary. Congratulations to Bruce for being able to blow up so much smoke up people's ass that they believe you, and you can just take them for as much money as possible. Go on ahead. I mean, hey, if these people want to believe what you have to say and are willing to pay for your fictitious story, by all means, boo-boo do you, but this is bullshit. There's absolutely, positively no proof whatsoever that any exchange has happened for the betterment of the Iraqi dinar. None within the last 15, 20 years. If anything, unfortunately, it's going in the opposite direction. So I did see this article and I thought it was interesting because there is a lot going on in the Middle East, and I mean all over. So this one here says what the U.S. Israel should learn from Iran's missile attacks on Iraq. It says 73 missiles and dozens of drones have been launched into Iraq in an attempt to distract from protests at home, which is the truth. Anytime Iran comes out and admits that they're bombing inside of Iraq, you know there's something bigger going on. And it has to be the protest. Now, I did see a video that looked pretty sick. They were showing fountains of water that usually spurted up in the air in the whole 9 yards, flooded with blood. They were blood red. So I don't know if somebody dyed the water fountains or if people's actual blood was in there that were the protesters. Either way, it definitely had a lasting effect if you saw the image. But yes, Iran is admitting. They are admitting. It says right here, an incredible act of admission that shows Iran does not fear any reprisal. Iran admitted last week that it fired 73 surface-to-surface missiles at Kurd groups in Iraq. It also used dozens of drones. Since then, Iran has continued to bombard Kurdish groups in Iraq for over 2 weeks now. This is an act of war. Why isn't anybody talking about it? Why isn't anybody doing anything about it? Oh, I know, because, Biden's trying to help with that nuclear deal. Isn't that what it is? Or I should say Obama is more like it. But he's failing. So anyways, the protesters, it is spreading. It is getting bigger because now the universities are involved. And that does affect what goes on in that region. You're looking at, in my opinion, a CIA job, first of all. But it looks like a desperate act of people who are in power, knowing that their time is limited. If the CIA have their way, they will do regime change shortly. So the Central Bank of Iraq obtained international certificate in cash management. Congratulations to Iraq. That's just another positive step in the right direction. But to me, this is more of making sure that they're all lined up to be able to do the central bank digital currency, which is not good for anybody, especially around the world. Iraq removed from a list of countries in need of external assistance for food. This news is definitely interesting. There's no doubt about it. So what they're saying is a list of countries that were removed from having a need to be provided external food. Apparently they have enough food there, is what we're to believe. But look at the list of countries that are not receiving assistance for food. It says the Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, and you guys, just like the World Bank, just like the IMF, no country should be dealing with the United Nations. It says announced removing Iraq from the list of countries in need of external assistance for food, with conflict acting as the primary cause of high levels of food insecurities and adverse weather conditions, particularly rainfall shortages. Isn't that amazing how the entire planet is experiencing the same type of climate issues all at the same time? It added that Iraq is no longer part of the list, which currently includes Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, Myanmar, North Korea, and Sri Lanka. Some of these people have overthrown their governments. So maybe without a corrupt government running them, they've found a way to survive. I don't know, but this list of countries that have been removed from this list are definitely interesting. It says the framework confirms the state of emissions move to reach an understanding with solder. Every matter has a limited ceiling. Of course it does. So let me ask you this. After 1 year now, tomorrow will be 1 year. 1 year tomorrow since the elections, and nothing has gotten accomplished. Not a single thing. Do you think anything is going to get accomplished anytime soon? No. Pretty soon, international individuals will have to get involved because nothing is getting accomplished. New elections, I don't know what they're going to do. I think they just let the people vote on who they want as president, prime minister. None of this, well, we have an agreement that's been going on since 2003. Oh, wow, it's obviously not working. And if you could do something like prevent an entire government from being formed just by being the blocking third, that means your constitution is not set up properly. The coordinated framework confirmed on Sunday that the State of Mission Coalition, moved to reach an understanding with the leaders of the Soros movement, but indicated that there is a limited time to do so. To proceed with forming the government, the State Administration Coalition is a new alliance that emerges. It's funny because I swear like every few months there's a new alliance group and they have a fancy name that accomplishes the opposite of what they're called. It's kind of funny. The State of Mission Coalition is a new alliance that emerged recently from several forces that participated in the political process. And its purpose is to proceed with the formation of the government and to end the year-long political blockage. At one time, the coordinated framework was talking about just moving forward, despite not having the right amount of people to create a quorum to vote in a president and a prime minister. If that's the case, it seemed to me then that Sauder could have done the same thing. Just say, I don't care for the blocking third and move forward. That's the talk that's going on right now. Said the leaders of the framework told the news the statement of coalition will discuss the issues of electing a president of the republic, and they will agree to set a date of the election session. There are continuous periodic meetings to lead the State of Mission Coalition and the formation of the new government. Without the Soros movement, is not related to a coalition's ability or not. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Unless they can get a group of people that would form more than 2/3 needed for them to do a quorum, then it's not going to happen. even if they could, I still think they're going to have issues with Sauder, who most likely is not going to agree with the corruption that's going to continue to go on. It says Europe, Washington, Tokyo requested an Iraqi position on the Russian referendum and the borders of the Ukraine state. Yeah, I bet you do. But keep in mind that Russia and Iraq are buddies on the OPEC Plus board. I don't imagine that Iraq is going to get involved. The smart thing to do is stay neutral and not get involved, because you can't fight one of your allies. At the same time, you can't piss off what's going on with the United States in fear that they'll come up with some lame excuse to slap a bunch of sanctions back on you. Said ambassadors of Europe Union countries, Canada, and Norway, as well as charge d'affaires of the Japanese embassies and the representatives of the American embassy in Bangladesh, asked today for the Iraqi foreign minister a position on the recent Russian referendum and the political borders of Ukraine, while the ministry responded by discussing the matter in accordance with the principles of the Iraqi politics and League of State of Arabics. The foreign ministry said in a statement received by the news that its minister Hussein met today with the ambassadors of the European Union countries, the same people I named all above, and a representative of the American embassy in Baghdad, explaining that during the meeting, the U.S. Albania draft resolution submitted to the Assembly was discussed. The General Assembly of the United Nations related to the referendum and its annexation to the Russian Federation. Right now, Iraq is being pushed to possibly be a member of NATO and the United Nations, and so I'm sure they're holding all kinds of crap above their heads to get them to make a choice. Is it, I guess, highlighted according to the statement the importance of a draft resolution as it addresses the attempts of the Russian Federation to change the recognized political borders of the state of Ukraine, and that it constitutes a clear, explicit violation of the Charter of the United Nations, and they affirmed their position in support of the sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of Ukraine within the international recognized borders. Well, what are you doing about China and their threats against Taiwan? I noticed they are not very outspoken about that. Or what are you guys doing about the fact that Iran continues to bomb the Kurdistan region within Iraq? Nothing is being said about those things. So this part is good news. It's something I spoke about before. It says a wide welcome for the policies of the central bank contributed to achieving monetary stability, and how important that was inside Iraq if we're going to get a positive exchange rate change. So the policy of the central bank was widely welcomed by the economic circles, stressing that the plans developed by the bank in a recent period contributed to a lot of the achievement of the monetary stability. But not just the monetary policies that need stability. We also know the government as well as the country itself all need stability. All these things will need to be achieved in order for the Iraqi Dinar rate to change. Anyways, that's it for now. Let me know what you guys think. I look forward down below to your comments, and I'll catch you later. I am out.